What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about the best, most popular British foods, according to Brits. Today, I want to take a look at this Reddit discussion where someone asked, "What British food will you always defend?" And a whole bunch of British people have responded to this question. And I want to take a look at some of the most popular answers. This is basically British people's opportunity to argue their case for what is the best British food. British food gets insulted a lot. Is that true? I have to say, I've heard that, but I don't find in my daily American life that I don't find that people are talking about British food or making fun of British food. Maybe it's like an internet thing, I'm not sure, but what food hill would you die on? Mine is Marmite, the best taste in the world. Marmite? I actually did a video a while back where I tried some Marmite for the first time. I don't know if this is the hill to die on. I gotta be honest. This is from my American perspective. Marmite is scary. It scares us Americans. The look of it, the texture, the taste was better than I thought it would be, but I still don't understand the British obsession with Marmite. It must just be part of British culture and something you got to grow up with. Because to me and most Americans, it's kind of scary looking, honestly. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the other most popular answers to what is the best British food. Starting with Yorkshire pudding. Yorkshire pudding. I need a picture of this. I've heard of Yorkshire pudding. I think it's a baked good. Here we go. Here we go. Here's Google Images. Yeah, this is not what pudding looks like in America. That's for sure. Yeah, I forget that. What does pudding even mean in Britain? Because this is not what I think of as pudding. But that's neither here nor there. This looks more like a weird mushroom muffin from space. Seriously. What does this taste like? It's fascinating, but Yorkshire pudding is one of oh my gosh, this is like at the top of the list. I can see this has been upvoted thousands of times. So British people really will defend the Yorkshire pudding. This is a food that a lot of Americans have heard of, but we have absolutely no idea what this tastes like. And I'm actually really curious at this point. The world's best form of pancake. Is that true? Is that an accurate way to say this? Pancake? I'm even down with the massive stuffed ones that are rolled and presented as a British burrito. What is this? Wait a minute, now my interest is piqued. Does the Yorkshire pudding taste like a pancake? What is this comparison to a pancake? Or a British burrito? What do you stuff them with? They seem to have like a cavity that you could shove something down in there, but oh, beef, horseradish, and all the trimmings for me, please. All the trimmings. What are the trimmings? Oh, this Yorkshire pudding rabbit hole runs pretty deep. I'm starting to see. But this seems to be one of the top answers. Would most British people agree that when you're talking about the best of the best British food, British staples, is Yorkshire pudding right up there? It's definitely, I definitely associate it with Britain. I just don't know much about it. Also, they belong with all roast dinners. None of this they only belong with beef nonsense. What? Is there like a normal way, like pairing of the Yorkshire pudding with certain foods? It belongs with roast dinner, not only beef? Well, I can't comment on this. That sounds like a big controversy. Let's keep going. The best British foods are baked beans. Baked beans. Oh, look, Americans love to mock them. What? I mean, I'm trying not to be like mocking anything, you know. I'm just this is just my genuine reaction. I mean, when you grow up in a country like America where baked beans are not the norm, when you look at them, they're kind of weird. They're gooey and beany, and we don't put them on toast. And some regions of America eat the baked beans. I know that, just not me. So they kind of freak me out as well. Americans love to mock them, but they are a great comfort food and can be eaten at any meal. They're so versatile. Really, really. Again, I think like Marmite and Yorkshire pudding, baked beans are just part of British culture. They're also a food. It's funny because in America, there are foods we associate with British culture. I don't know if it's stereotypical or not, but certainly like tea, even though that's a drink. But crumpets, fish and chips, baked beans for sure, Yorkshire pudding. These are the things that I would list if I was asked, what are British foods? But it seems to be true for good reason. Like these are well known. Um, yeah, they're just strange in America. Baked beans, okay. I can't argue with that. Sounds like lots of British people love them. And they go with anything. What else do we have here? Best British foods Sunday roast. It's a god tier meal on every level. Sunday roast. I have learned about the Sunday roast. It consists of a lot of different foods, and it's like seems like the most hearty meal you can possibly imagine. Like American Thanksgiving on steroids or something. I actually agree with this. From what I know about Sunday roast, actually let me actually pull up something about Sunday roast so I do know what I'm talking about. Okay, although it can be consumed throughout the week. Oh, not just on Sunday. There's no law around that. You're not going to be arrested if it's not Sunday. That's good to know. It is traditionally consumed on Sunday. It consists of roasted meat, roasted potatoes, mashed potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, stuffing, gravy, maybe some applesauce, mint sauce, or red currant sauce. Yeah, I'm not sure what those sauces all are. Red currant sauce, we don't have that. But this sounds fantastic. That sounds absolutely delicious. I don't think any American would disagree with this. This is probably, what I'm trying to say is, this is probably the most similar so far to a dish we would actually eat and think is normal here in the United States. Although we wouldn't call it a Sunday roast, I guess. We'd just call it by its component parts. Crumpets! Oh, wow, this is great because I used to think this was like a stereotype that Americans had of the UK. Like, oh, they're just eating crumpets but no, it's on the list. It's like the fourth most popular answer on this list is crumpets. Crumpets are what we call English muffins, I think. Yes, exactly. This is something that Americans, these aren't the most common. We call them English muffins. I don't know why, but at least we give England some credit, I suppose. They're good. They're good. I've had them a few times. They're, again, not the most common breakfast item in America, but yeah, most Americans don't know that these are actually what crumpets are in Britain. I remember I didn't know that. I had no idea. Full English. This is the full English breakfast, right? Okay, let me look this up as well. Full English breakfast. Let's scroll down here. What is this made of? Here we go. Is a substantial cooked breakfast meal. I actually, now that I think about this, I think I get the full English breakfast and the Sunday roast confused a bit. I definitely get them confused in my mind. I'm just realizing that. Seems like more people voted for Sunday roast in this Reddit list anyway. And a little further down is the full English breakfast. Is that how most British people would rank them? I'm curious about that. But the full English breakfast is bacon, sausages, eggs, black pudding. Oh, baked beans, tomatoes, mushrooms, toast, fried bread, and coffee or tea. Okay, a lot of this stuff sounds great. A lot of this stuff would fit right in an American breakfast. This would be a special American breakfast. I wish we had names. Like, I wish we had names for our breakfasts like this. Like, we don't have a full American breakfast or our version of a Sunday roast. We just have, I don't know, we just call it breakfast. And, like, hey, we're having pancakes today. I just realized we don't have cool names for our meals. Huh. Anyway, full English breakfast. Americans would love most of this. Although I know bacon is different in Britain. It's different. Maybe sausages? Eggs. The black pudding, I'm not going to get into it, but that causes a lot of hesitancy for me. And the baked beans, I don't know. Tomatoes are even a little strange. For breakfast? Mushrooms? Okay, half of this would be normal in America. But it seems quite high on the list, so it seems like a lot of British people are rather big fans of this. Okay, let's keep going here. This is quite good. A lot of great sounding food so far, but also a lot of super British food, which makes sense because we're literally doing the best British food. But I mean, like, really British food in the sense that a lot of Americans wouldn't even know what we're talking about, let alone what it tastes like. That's why this is so fascinating to me. What else? Best British foods, according to Brits, are British garden peas? British garden peas. What? What is a British garden pea? I definitely have to Google this one. Garden peas are cool season crops. The English peas must be shelved. I need, like, some images. Show me some British garden peas. This is just peas. Are these different than the peas in America? They look exactly the same. I've never had a package of British garden peas, I know that. Are these different to, like, the peas that we eat normally in America? I had no idea about this. I'm really curious about this now. What the heck? I wonder how different these are. Wow. Black pudding! Black pudding actually made its way onto this list. I don't know why I'm shocked. It's just that if I remember what black pudding is, it is, yeah, it's a type of blood sausage made from pork or beef blood with pork fat and beef suet. I don't know. I'd be scared but interested to try it. Is this popular in Britain? Like, how often do you actually eat this? Are you like begging for black pudding? Like, can we have some black pudding today? Like, how popular is this? This is one of the best British foods. I grew up in the Midlands, went to uni in Manchester. I've tried black puddings from all over, trying local ones. In my view, the Scottish Simon Howie ones that you can buy from Tesco are the best. Okay, that's why we read some of these comments here for that level of detail. All right, you heard it here first. That's the best black pudding. Black pudding. Pasty. What is a pasty? Pasty? Is this a popular British... Yeah, what? What is this? Pasty. Have I ever heard of this? It's a British baked pastry, and it's called a pasty. Okay. What is it? It is made by placing an uncooked filling, typically meat and vegetables, in the middle of a short crust pastry. Man, and you know what's really different in Britain, I've noticed, is that Britain really embraces the savory, meaty types of pastries. Whereas that doesn't even really exist here. Maybe a chicken pot pie, but no one ever really has that. That sounds super American, I think. And I think they sell it at the grocery store, but I don't think I've ever even had one. We just don't really eat meat pastries, pastries with meat or savory flavor incorporated. All of our pastries in America are sweet and sugary. So it immediately evokes this reaction out of me when I see all these pastries that are like use meat. Um, and it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just so different to what we consider normal in America. And that's kind of the cool thing. So a pasty, um, it sounds decent. Like the, if I think about it, if I'm a little open-minded, the meat inside of a pastry sounds like it could be quite good. I'm sure it is good. Okay, I like this. I'm trying to open my mind up to the possibilities here as well. Let's take a look at a couple more here. Fish and chips, finally! It took this long? I thought fish and chips were so popular in Britain. I thought this was going to be like the number one answer. When you ask an American, what's a popular British food? Like, 9 out of 10 Americans will probably say fish and chips. But in this Reddit discussion, it's pretty far down. Is this not as popular as I thought? Preferably eaten out of the paper cone with lashings of salt and vinegar. Eaten out of a paper cone? What does that mean? What on earth does that mean? Like an ice cream cone? Made out of paper? But there's fish and chips stuffed in it? I can't even imagine. I can't visualize this. Oh, okay. I'm American. I will defend Marmite and butter on toast. Really? Is that the secret? You're allowed to put butter with the Marmite as well. I didn't know that. Tried it for the first time in the UK and it was delicious. I think Marmite is a little polarizing. Is it true in the UK, like you either love Marmite or you don't? Because I think that's how most Americans would react to it. I could see that. Marmite was interesting. I tried it on toast. And it wasn't bad. But it was just so different. I wasn't able to truly relax and enjoy it, I think. That's how I think most Americans would be to a lot of this British stuff with the meats and savory flavors. Is we have to like chill out and relax and embrace. But Marmite with butter, maybe that makes it even better. The biggest problem I see when Americans try Marmite is they use too much. Ah, they treat it like toast toppings, like peanut butter and jelly. A thick layer, and that's why it's disgusting. Ah, you need it to be subtle. Subtle. We also have a crisp buddy. A crisp buddy. I don't know what this is. What is a crisp buddy? What is a crisp buddy? It looks like a sandwich made out of chips. Is this true? What is it? Oh, it's a chip buddy, chip barm, or chip bun. It is a sandwich filled with chips. Wait, chips? Like British chips, which are what we call French fries. Oh, I was thinking of crisps. Like this was a sandwich made out of crisps, which are what we call fries, or anyway. Chips, which is a fry. A fry sandwich? Huh. Is this popular? Chip buddy. Oh, there's a crisp buddy and a chip buddy? Now I'm just confused, but I don't know. That seems not entirely nutritious or flavorful. Do you like smother it in ketchup? If it's a chip buddy, if it's a crisp buddy, okay, that would be crisps, chips, what we call potato chips. Potato chips in a sandwich? What? Is this serious? Is this popular? Okay, I think that's a perfect place to stop. We're getting off the rails now, talking about crisp sandwiches. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I guess it could be okay. Anyway, This was fascinating. This was eye-opening. I was just really interested in hearing what British people have to say is the best British food. And there were a lot of great answers here. A lot of interesting stuff. Very, very British. And it was interesting for me to see sort of what order they ranked in compared to what Americans think of British food. There were a couple surprises here. I think the top answer was Yorkshire pudding. I wonder if that's like truly the most popular. But anyway, I quite enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your opinion on the best British food. That'd be very interesting to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Britain and British culture and learning things about Britain for the first time, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.